Patrick's Day. I'm wearing my green for you all. I hope you guys aren't hurting too much from celebrating last night. I have my Modern Traders Summit up. I just got a brand new speaker that's on board, but I'm just waiting for the bio and photo information to go ahead and add him to the list. So definitely keep your eyes peeled. I will be tweeting about it this week. An amazing trader. Very, very proud to have him on board with us. And also, going into the week, we have the SPY here. I've got this up. I'm going to draw a couple trend lines for you. So the first one we've got here. So the old trend that we had going right here, we'll delete all that off. All right, so you can see all my drawings here. So we've got this lower trend that was the general trend line, right, going up here. And then we have this new trend right here and a downward trend line that I've drawn as well. These are all different price levels that I've been watching. Let me go ahead and hide them again. So you can see we had that trend line up here and a trend line here, and now we're in a downward movement. Now, what's really interesting is we have Jerome Powell's first FOMC meeting on March 20th and 21st, and there are due to be 3 rate hikes for this year. So as we can see, all of this news about the tariffs, everything like that has just been impacting the market. Now, the NASDAQ did hit new highs, and the Dow is, let's see, Dow Jones Industrial Average is coming down as well a little bit, just like the SPY and S&P. So for me, I'm going to wait for confirmation of this downward trend to be broken. Like I said, it could go to this bottom level down here. So looking for 271, 272 area before a bounce potentially. But if it does break that 272 level, I think that it will be more bearish and continue on down to the 200-day moving average down here near 257. If you guys don't already follow me on Twitter, these are one of my morning tweets that I always put out. It's the gappers from Trade Ideas. I absolutely love the software, and I will always put up the top 4 for longs that have gapped up and shorts that have gapped down, as well as what's going on for the trend of the major indices for that day. So definitely check it out at Jane_YUL, Airplane Jane. And if you don't already follow me on my blog, definitely check it out. And we've also started Market Logic every week with Jamie Benizri locally in Montreal, where we talk about the market and how it affects people day to day with everyday activities like Arcadia this past week. I mean, if you guys had been following me last week, you knew it was on my list for a breakout above 11. Look at this. This is one of those life-changing stocks of low floats. 2 weeks ago, it was at $4 down here, and then boom, up to 66.56 was the high of the year. So definitely keep watch for these low floats because they can really change your life in a great way or a bad way if you are short. So going into the watch list for the week, as you guys know, I'm not a licensed trading professional as far as having my Series 7 to give you advisements. So these are all my opinions. Please trade at your own risk and use proper risk management for sizing. So going in, the first for the longs for the week is REV. Let me bring the drawings back. So on this one, I've got it on the 1-day chart. I'll back it out to 15 minutes. So you can see here, it did hit a low after hours of 23.05, but I would look for the first level of support more 24.75 and then a resistance level of 26.80. When we do look at it on the year, it's not that far away from the 52-week high of 30.50 right over here. Actually, let's see, 30.50 up here, excuse me. So we would see probably the next level of resistance would be about $28 and then up to 30.50. Now it's really interesting because it does have 7.25 million in the float, and it was almost 52% short float volume on Friday. Next on the list is we have Shoe Carnival. So we'll go to our 15-minute chart. Here, I would say our support level that we're going to watch is 24.90. First resistance would be right at close, 25.40, and then above that 25.52. Keeping watch, we've got it over here, 52-week high is 28.38. When we go to our 1-year chart, so we know we've got roughly $3 upside. It looks like first level 26.80, potentially maybe over here 26.50 as a resistance level, and then up above that. Now, Shoe Carnival is really interesting because it has 11.24 million in the float and 67.35% short float volume on Friday. Next on the long list, we have CARB. Now this one has just been upward trending all day on Friday, ended up closing high. Now it does have 22.36 million in the float and 75.06 short float volume on Friday. So it really could squeeze if it continues up in the pre-market on Monday. And we've got the support level, I'd say roughly $33 and a breakout above $33.55. When we go to our 1-year chart, you can see it's at a new 52-week high. We'll back it out to 5 years, nothing. Overall history, this is just breaking out completely for the stock in itself. So definitely keep it on watch because this one could just continue upwards, especially with the lower float. Next we have, CYTR. We'll go to our 15-minute chart. If you guys don't already know, this is TradingView. Amazing software. I love this as well because you can watch things on your phone and you can send yourself alerts with emails and texts. Now, for support level, I would look at 206 right here, the top of this candle. Many times you'll see that a prior resistance creates support, so I would keep it there at the support level. And 218, which was the end of day high that pulled back just in the last 15 minutes of closing. CYTR does have 23.19 million in the float, and it was 63.58% short float volume for Friday's volume. On our 1-year chart, it looks like if we go ahead and we break it out above 236, next level will be roughly 250, and then potentially up to $294, $3. But you can see in the past, you look left, right? Because it's not always going to be exactly what happens in the future, but it'll give you an indication of what could happen. So you can see that it has had some major run-ups here, here, and here. But always as remember, guys, the lower float stocks, when they go up, same sort of momentum can happen on the way down. So just be careful and make sure you protect that capital. Final one on our longs for the week, BKE. So here we've got it on Friday. It did run up a little bit. It had found a bottom somewhat. I would look for a support level of 1890 and a resistance of 1985. When we look at it a 1-year chart, you can see it's sort of got this support resistance level that it needs to break out of this channel somewhat. If it's going to go upwards, it could easily go up to, let's see, 20, 35, 21, and then potentially up to 22. So keep it on watch. It does have 27.8 million in the float and 60% short float volume on Friday. For our shorts for the week, we do have Tiffany's. They had earnings. Many times you'll see Signet and Tiffany's, trade the same way. Signet is a lower float stock, so many times you'll see bigger moves with Signet than you will with Tiffany. Tiffany does have 123 million in the float, and it did drop down on Friday. Going into our 15-minute chart, you can see it pretty much sort of channeled all day on Friday, went up, came down, and closed with a peak. Now this could very well be an after-hour print of 99, but I would put 99 as our resistance and 96.45 or 96.50 as support for it to break down. When we look back at the year, you can see it's right here at a prior support or resistance level, now a support level. So once it breaks it, could go down to 94 and then on down to $91. After that, we have TCP. Many pipelines on Friday were just tanking away. And this is one of the new 52-week low club members. You can see it had a down day on Thursday, down day on Friday. And when we look at our 15-minute chart, really, it looks like our support level is going to be 35.66, the 52-week low out of the year, and resistance of 37.41. When we back it out, we look at a 5-year chart. The low of the 5-year chart right here, 34.25. So if it drops down, it could go to 34.25 and then bounce. After that, it looks like probably, this is the overall chart for the year, for the existence of the stock. I'd say 32.82, and then absolutely drop down. If it were to really tank down, looks like $18 would be the next support to bounce off of. Going to our third short for the week, BTI. Let's back it up to our 15-minute. We had this is let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, downward trend, basically Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Actually bounce up Monday down, Tuesday down, up a little bit Wednesday, down, 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 down. So this one, again, 52-week low club, support of $57.89 and a resistance of $58. When we look at it on a yearly chart, it's the new year, low, as I mentioned, And here, it looks like a prior resistance level. So if it drops from here on the daily chart, or this is a weekly chart, it looks like it could go down to 52.85. If it were to break this channel between 57.89 and 53, we'll say roughly, it looks like it could continue down further to 50 and then on down over here to 46. Next on our short list is CVS. On our 15-minute chart, basically it was just a downward trend all week. It looks like it found support over here, 65.65 for the 52-week low, and then a resistance level of almost $66. When we look at it on a 1-year chart, it had a run up and then down after dividends into earnings. And then on your 5-year chart, looks like we're at a prior support level. So definitely keep this one on watch because it could go all the way down to 56 if it does break that support level. Final one for our shorts is AIG. So look here, downward trend all week. Had a support level of 54.03, the 52-week low, and 54.62. Now on our 1-year chart, you know it's a 52-week low, so they just had dividends drop down after that. But you're looking here back at the 5-year chart, weekly chart. You can see it's pretty much at a resistance level as well from the past that it had broken out and flipped to support. So if that breaks support, we're looking down to about $50 before I would anticipate a bounce, and then after that, I would say down to $48. If the 48 level were to break, go on down, probably down here to 41. And the long swing list that I have is XEC. Pull it up for you guys. So XEC, that's the weekly, but you can look at it on a weekly chart. You can see it's hit 52-week low and bounced a little bit. We'll go to our 1 year. It's pretty much down here near the low of the year. It did run up a little bit on Friday, so I would use the low of the year as my mental stop for getting out if I were to swing this one, because look, you see this has great range, $40 to the upside, and if you were to enter now, it's roughly $3 to the downside. So you can keep that on watch. Your risk reward potential there, it's 1 to what? 10? So, excuse me, $40. So 1 to 4.5 basically. Excuse me, 1 to 12.5, there we go. So keep it on watch. Your risk there is pretty low in comparison to what you could be making, but you know, if it were to test, I would make sure that it does have somewhat of a downward selling candle there. I would look for a little bit more support, maybe a break of 93 before going long on that one. Next one on the long swing list, WHLER, same sort of thing, bouncing off of the 52-week low, high of 1450. So it could easily curl up here, but make sure that you wait for that confirmation of the bottom and use 325. I mean, look at that. You've got 23 cents to the downside potentially of risk versus $11 to the upside. I mean, you can't get better than that, right? ASCMA, again, 52-week low bouncer. Risk would be 472 for a potential mental stop exit, and could swing on up. You've got $13 potentially to the upside. Definitely watch them. You know, these are all my opinions. Definitely check out the Modern Trader Summit. And if you don't already follow me on Twitter, definitely do. Some great alerts there. Also on tradealike app, where I alert my trades in real time. And I also have my daily watch list as well, which you can find on my blog right here, my daily watch list, and my book, FMJ, Trust, Transition, and Trade. As always, guys, carpe profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. Green